You like it? Isn't it pretty? I've had this thing for like 10 years. Love it. Thank you. Okay, so I'm recording that. All right, so comfortable seat. Let's get started. Like I said, have your props, and Betty, of course, is joining us as she always does as the dog guru. She has a very special position in yoga practice, right? I follow her cues. So we're going to come to a nice, comfortable seat this morning. Just a nice, gentle Sukhasana, easy pose. Cross the shins, maybe at the ankles. And maybe today you work on getting the feet a little bit more underneath your knees. But however you are sitting and wherever you are sitting, press down through your sitting bones and allow the crown of your head to rise towards the sky. And then as you are here settling into your easy pose, I want you to think about maybe placing the palms up if you feel like you need some energy from the universe. Or maybe place them palms down if you feel like you need some grounding. Maybe the thoughts and the mind are scattered and things are jumping all over the place and you need some calmness and serenity and some peace. I invite you to place those palms face down. And once our body is settled, we can turn to the breath and we can begin to go yinward. So this nice, quiet, reflective practice that we're about to experience. Each posture, I'll just remind you of our tenets for our yin yoga practice, the three main tenets of our practice. We find the appropriate posture for our body today. Not too easy, not too hard, just right. And then we hold still. And number 3, we hold for time. If you need to come out sooner, please feel free to do so. Protect your body, do what feels right. But if you are down for the challenge, because this is a morning yin yoga practice, I've already done a little bit. I've already taken her for a walk and jumped on my rebounder, but my muscles might be a little warm, but maybe if yours are not, that's fine. That's how we want to come to this practice. We want a nice, slow, gentle opening of our soft tissues. And it's much easier to do that when the body is cooler, so early in the morning or in the evening. And a few more breaths here. Finding that nice, slow in-breath, slow, smooth exhale, never strained. And if Ujjayi suits you, you're more than welcome to use that breath for your practice. Otherwise, a slow, smooth inhale through the nose and a slow, smooth exhale through the nose or through the lips. And if you want to offer up your practice for anyone to honor them in remembrance, or maybe you're thinking about somebody's been on your mind, feel free to dedicate this practice to them. And set any intentions for your day right now, your sankalpa maybe, or just a mantra you might have. Softening through your jaw, your shoulders, your neck, your eyes. Taking 2 more cycles of breath here. And if anybody else has joined and you want to put something in the chat, if there's something that you want to focus on, please feel free to do so. This is your practice. I'm just merely facilitating and guiding today, as I always do, right? I like to know what you are here for. And then gently blink open your eyes, but keep your gaze nice and low. And then switch the crossing of your shins so the other shin is in front. Good. We're just going to start with some nice slow movement here with the head. So drop your head back And then rounding left ear, left shoulder, bring your chin down. And then rounding your head the other way, right ear, right shoulder, dropping the head back. So nice and slow, smooth movement. Never a rush. So please go as slow as you need to. But see if you can still keep the jaw nice and relaxed. Good. Let's do 2 more circles in this direction and then we will reverse. It's funny, Peyton, that you ask for ankles and feet because um, last night when I got back, and then go ahead and pause your chin at your chest. And then let's go the other direction. So right ear, right shoulder. Bring the head down, round it the other way, left ear, left shoulder, round it back. When I was sitting on the couch last night for a few minutes before bed, I was doing some energy clearing in my feet. And I was like, oh, you know what? This might be really nice to do tomorrow morning too. It's been a while. So I'm very happy that you asked for ankles and feet today. I love when that kind of stuff happens. It just makes sense, right? It's like, oh, I had a little bit of an idea that we'd be doing something like this today. Slow, smooth inhales and exhales. Let's take one more round. Good. And then chin at chest. Slowly float your head back up and then just turn the head a little side to side. Begin to notice what's happening in your body right now, what feels good, what feels open, and also just notice what feels a little tight, and that's okay, right? Okay, so we have upper back, lower back, ankles, and feet. Now we did a little just neck stuff right now. Let's come on to do our ankles and feet since I've been talking about it. All right, so one of my favorite stretches to do for the feet. Let's how do I want to do this? Let's go ahead and curl the toes under. So curl the toes under. We're not going to be here for very long because this can be a very intense posture. If having the glutes down on top of the heels is too much, feel free to stand up. Now, if standing up is too much on the knees, put some support. So take a blanket out from underneath Betty, put it under your knees, and then give yourself a little more support. But if you can rest your sitting bones back on your heels, you're going to feel a little bit more of an intense of a stretch. Okay, I know I've been chatting for a minute and I should probably set a timer. So like I said, we're just going to be here for 1 minute, but make sure all the toes are pointing the same direction and they're pointing towards the top of your mat. I just want to make sure none of the little piggies got caught and they're all facing the same way. Now you're going to feel that nice big stretch in the arches and the toes. So good to do. And if you need to alternate and come up for a few breaths and then come back down, you're more than welcome to do that as well. But just keep breathing here. Definitely feeling the sensations. All right, I'll pop over after we're done in about 7, 6. Cool. All right, friends, now when you are ready to come out of this posture, come lean forward, place your hands underneath the shoulders, uncurl the toes very gently, and then maybe just give them a little pat, pat, pat on the tops of the feet. Oh, so nice. Good. All right, and then lean back. We're going to do the front of the ankles now. Again, another minute here. I just want to pop over. Yes, Betty is absolutely the blanket thief as always. Lori, good morning. Neck and shoulders. All right, I will add some more neck and shoulders in there. Okay, so let's do the other way for the ankles. That was kind of like toes and feet. Now this is going to be for the ankles. Flatten the tops of your feet if you can. If the tops of the feet do not go flat, again, find that blanket, roll it up. You know how I like that long blanket roll? Place that underneath the front of the ankles. And it's going to give a little more support there if it's just not going to work for you. Again, 1 minute here. We're going to place our hands next to our hips or next to our knees. You get to decide what feels right for you. Place your hands down and then lift the knees up any amount. That's going to put some nice compression and opening here in the front of the ankles. So you get to choose how high you bring the knees. The higher you bring them, the more you're going to feel. Just breathe. It's intense, but oh so good. If you wanted, you could also bring support. If you didn't want to hold the knees, you can place like a blanket or a bolster or some blocks underneath the knees, just so that you're not having to pull up all the way. If it's too much, I guess you could use blocks too, right? Some blocks underneath the hands. Just trying to find different ways to support. Yeah, you can kind of do the same thing. Lift the knees up by pressing the hands into the blocks. If the floor just is not accessible, that's also another choice. Oof, okay, bring those knees down. Yes, release. And again, if you want to like maybe just do a little, take one leg, press that heel back, stretch out the leg. Take some kind of opening movement here if that feels right to you. You can go into some cats and cows if you like. I'm just going to be really gentle on this knee because I can feel it, like the rebound effect. It's like, whoa, what did you just do? Good. So cats, cows, if you want to take a down dog, anything else. And we're going to come and do some more energy clearing on our feet. And then maybe we'll go back up to the shoulders. How are we feeling with that foot and ankle stretch? Yeah, so yummy. Hi, Aran. How are you? Okay, from India. So glad you can join us today. Beautiful. All right, my friends. So come back to a comfortable seat. Maybe you're on a block, maybe you're on a bolster, maybe you're just on the floor. But I want you to just have access to your feet. So maybe I'm going to just bring one foot behind me while I work on one foot, and then I'll swap it out. But right here, all we're going to do is we're going to just take our hands and just our fingers and just kind of massage the long bones of each of the bones in the foot, right? So like the long bones, we're massaging down the foot. And then once you get to the webbing in between the feet, I want you to pinch the webbing in between the feet. Okay, this is energy clearing. So kind of like energy medicine yoga, if you've ever heard of it. Lauren Walker did energy medicine yoga, which was a spin-off from energy medicine. And so fantastic stuff. I've taught a few of these different little tricks and practices for like protecting your energy and for kind of bringing your energy up if somebody's kind of like giving you that dirty, like evil eye look. Lots of really cool things. And then, okay, so after you've done like the massaging the long bones and pinching the webbing, go ahead, rub each toe and then pinch the nail. So give each toe a little rub and then pinch the toenail. You know, we can hold some tension in our feet, right? You know what it's like to have a really nice foot massage. Okay, once you've done one foot, go ahead and switch to the other. Same thing, massage the long bones. Yeah, and like protecting your energy, and then just kind of like, I do this when I teach my chair yoga practice. I have them do these little exercises, and they're good. Waking up the body, aligning energy, feeling balanced. Again, so once you've massaged all the long bones and pinched in between the toes at the webbing, go ahead and massage each toe and then pinch the nail. I see some people are digging the energy medicine and the energy medicine yoga. It's such good stuff. You know, that's why I love yoga, is that all this stuff that they've been doing for like thousands of years, they have studies now to back up all of this. You know, we didn't really have science to back it up. We just kind of felt the energy in our bodies, but now there's science. So yay. Things that I've known and felt for years, there's research on it now. Some of these practices, though, I don't feel like we need to have research. I think if you can just experience it yourself, you already know the benefits and you already see how it's helped to heal your body, your nervous system. So All right, let's get into some upper back stuff. What do you say? Um, I think we need to do a nice little caterpillar. I think we should stretch out the back of our legs and then get into the low back and the upper back. And then we'll come back into some other postures to get into the mid back and all of it. So take your legs out in front of you straight, or maybe there's a little bend. Again, find a blanket, put the roll underneath your knees if you need that support. If you need more support, you're more than welcome to grab a bolster, and then you can take the legs over the bolster. We are going to be coming into a forward fold. So if that works better for you, find the appropriate height of something to place behind the knees. And then I'm going to try to get in full frame here because Betty's here. All right, let those feet roll open to the sides. And then slowly, 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 you're just going to round yourself down, not forcing. We're just going to allow gravity to do the work. Let us hang out here for 3 minutes. So go ahead, let the shoulders round, let the head come forward, let the chin come in towards your chest and collarbones. Remember, it's not so much about how far down you go, but can you feel the lengthening in the soft tissues in the back of the legs? You're going to feel some compression in the belly, the legs, right? The belly and the legs might be pressing against each other. You're going to feel that. But you're also going to feel the low back gently opening up as well. So lots of good stuff happening in this shape. Again, just allow your body to come forward with gravity, not forcing, just gradually allowing the body to do what it does. And that's why it's so nice to stay in these postures for, several minutes. We really get a lot more out of the shape than just staying here for 10 cycles of breath. So you can feel the opening in the back. Just breathe into that space you've created. And be sure to soften through your face and your jaw. And release any tension in your hands. So just let your palms just be open, or maybe the fingertips slightly curl in towards your palms. But try to let go and not have any tension in your body. All right, friends. That was 3 minutes in our caterpillar. How we doing? Okay. Oh, definitely feeling that like opening across the low back, and then a little bit more in the upper back. How are we all doing? How you feeling? All right. I want to get into that heart opener now, just to kind of go through. It's a nice space right now to add it in. You can't see my feet, Wendy. Do I need to pop my screen down? Is that what I need to do? Do I need to move it down? Or, sorry about that. My feet were just there. Oh, was that from the previous one, Wendy? So sorry, I didn't see that comment till after the posture. Okay, we're gonna take that heart opener right now. If you wish, you may use all the props. If you want to make it soft and gentle, you can. We are coming into bound angle reclined. So reclined bound angle posture. Okay, Wendy, you popped in. Oh, no worries. Okay. Was it for the other one? Was it for the one where we're doing the energy clearing? Okay. If it was that one, let me know, and then I'll give you some more guidance if you have any more questions about it. All right, and then you can take another block. So one block at the tallest height, one at the medium height, and it's going to go horizontal across your mat so that you're going to get that mid upper back area right here. That's where I kind of want the block to be, like that bra strap line. You can come down just like this. Put your back over the blocks, bend the knees, and then let the butterfly out. Or you can have something a little more soft for the back if you want that support. Bring a bolster in front, or maybe you have a pile of blankets. Okay, Mama, I'm just going to move you. Okay, happy? Okay, so you're more than welcome to take the legs out of the equation if you just want the upper body, but I'm going to give you some choices. So carefully bring yourself down onto your props, whether you're using a bolster or maybe you're just using the blocks or a stack of pillows. Notice your low back. If it feels a little crunchy, just gently lift your hips up and then bring your tailbone towards your heels. Like I said, legs can be straight if you want to just focus on the upper body. But if you also want to get that hip opening and low back, maybe take the legs out to the side. And Betty, thank you so much for moving off the blankets. I need one. All right. All the blankets. Any blanket is hers. It doesn't matter. Even if it's not hers, it's hers. So my yoga blankets are now hers, even though they're mine. Right? Okay. I like this support for my feet and my thighs. I don't kind of like to have it's a little too much pressure for me. So I like to take a blanket, roll it up over the top of my feet, and then tuck the tails under. And then I have that support so my knees don't come too far out. And this is where we're going to hold here. So get yourself into it. When you're there, find that nice, gentle breath once more. And you can bring your arms out to the sides next to you. Or if you really want to work those lung and meridian lines for grief, maybe take the arms overhead. See how this affects your breathing. I like to clasp elbows. We're going to be here for 3 minutes, my friends. So get nice and comfy. Find that stillness. And just breathe. Soften through all of your facial features. Maybe even allow your eyes to close or soften, taking out that one sense, right, of vision and going inward, yinward, really can prompt us to feel what's happening in our bodies, right? We have nowhere to look, nowhere to go. We have to experience the sensation. And as you're experiencing the sensation, is it tolerable, manageable? Can you breathe through the discomfort of this shape? If you want, you can switch the crossing of your arms too, if you took them overhead. Take some of those nice full rounds of breath. Breathing into your belly, breathing into your chest, letting the ribs expand with your inhale. If at any time the fingers or arms start to go numb, you can release the hands. Don't feel like you need to stay right there. Continuing to take those nice full cycles of breath. Even taking these nice full deep breaths will help our lymphatic system to do its job, right? Because the lymph system has no pump. So the lymphatic system relies on us moving, exercising, walking, rebounding, bouncing, jumping, anything, jogging, yoga, deep breathing. All of it helps to drain the toxins from the body. So if you're not breathing properly, there's a lot that is not happening in your body that could benefit you if you were breathing properly or taking the time to take some nice, full, deep, even breaths. Okay, take your hands on the outsides of your knees. Bring your knees together. You can roll off of your stuff, of your structure, your props, or maybe you come back up with using your hands. All right, friends, how are we doing? How are we feeling? And again, thank you so much for showing up. If you are returning, again, thank you so much. And if you're new to me, thanks for joining. We're going to be doing this every Friday morning at 8 a.m. What was the other one, Wendy? Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. All right. So next, moving on. Good. We're feeling good. Oh, thank you so much, you guys, for your donations. The donations are always welcome and greatly appreciated, right? We're taking time out of our day to practice together. And right, I'm coming up with what our sequence, what we're doing based on the needs of the people in practice. So this is not some preset, already like this is what we're doing for practice. No, this is me being on the fly. I'm thinking on my toes and giving you exactly what you showed up for today. So if you are inclined to make that donation, please do so. Even $1 or $2 makes a big difference because right now there's 15 of you. If you all donated $2, I'd be cool. That'd be all right for my hour. Okay, friends. So let's get into the upper back. We're going to come into a couple different choices here. I'm going to offer puppy dog. So originally puppy dog, heart melting, getting into the thoracic. You can keep your knees and keep your hips stacked over your knees and then walk your hands forward, bring your forehead down, or maybe it's on a blanket or a block. This is one choice, right? Another choice. If this doesn't work for you, bring your hips down, come into your child's pose, extend the arms forward on top of the blocks, bring the forehead down. Third choice, bring those blocks a little closer, place the elbows down, forehead comes to the ground. They're all great. They're all really great postures, but just find the one that's going to work best for you today. We're not going to be here for super long. We're going to be here for 2 minutes. So let's go ahead and do that. Reset. Okay, here we go. 2 minutes. We're there. I knew we'd get there one day. All right, so take your variation, whatever that looks like, and bring your forehead to the ground. The forehead doesn't touch the ground. Feel free to put it on a blanket. Keep breathing. So the whole idea is that if you're not able to come into that puppy dog, that heart melting, that's a pretty deep back bend. So the idea here is to elevate the elbows to kind of bring that same sensation, that same kind of bend in the spine, in the upper back, but without having to go so deep. So that's why I gave you this choice. So I hope you've made the best choice for yourself this morning. Always being safe and protecting yourself. I cannot stress that enough. Okay, my friends, whichever pose you came into that puppy dog heart melting, go ahead, sit back on your heels, come into a child's pose, release your arms alongside your shoulders wherever you are, and bring your forehead down. Just pause for a few breaths in child's pose. Okay. So we did some heart melting. Now, when you're ready, my friends, go ahead, carefully just walk your hands back up. If you want to come back to hands and knees and take some cats and cows for your spine, if that would feel really nice after that deep back bend, go ahead and do that and just round your spine into your cat. Really press the back of your rib cage towards the sky. Inhale, glide your heart forward. Keep the heart open. Keep the collarbones nice and wide. Keep lifting those sitting bones. Look up towards where the ceiling and the wall meet. And then exhale as you round. Good. All right. So we didn't have any requests for hips, but we have some lower back stuff that we can still do. So, all right, how are we doing, everybody? Anything else pop through? Okay, everyone's still doing all right. Beautiful. So let's take our legs nice and wide. Now, hopefully, I'm going to back up as much as I can so I'm against the wall so you can see my legs. Are we good? Just give me some hearts if everything is good and you can see my legs fully. If not, I'll adjust the camera. Um, don't take your legs out too wide. Just take them out as wide as feels comfortable. So you might feel a sensation, a little stretch in the inseam of your legs, or you may not. But you get to choose how much sensation you feel. So further apart, more sensation, less sensation when you bring them together. Sitting up, so you're right on those sitting bones. For the low back, we're going to take a little side bend. So bring a block, maybe a blanket, maybe nothing, maybe a bolster. You're going to place your arm on the inside of the leg, on top of the leg, or maybe it's a block on the outside or inside. But the idea here is we're stretching on the soft tissues on the side of the spine. So each side of the spine, we're going to go both ways. So as we come over, the body is going to want to lift up that hip. I need you to ground it down. So imagine if you have a sandbag, put a sandbag over that leg. My sandbags are across the room right now. That's fine. They're going to stay there. But if my sandbag was close, I would put my sandbag on top of my hip to remind my body to keep this grounded. The body wants to do what it does, but we are powerful. We can control what the body is doing, right? We don't have to let it do what it wants to do. We are in charge. Okay, so bring that arm down either in front, on the side, or on top of the leg, and then grounding down, feel that stretch. So the more you come over to the side, the more sensation you're going to feel on that low back side. Okay, so here we are in our side bend. You're more than welcome to bring another arm overhead. Again, kind of like adding arms, if we're dealing with grief or loss, might feel really nice to incorporate an arm movement. So bring that hand towards your head, on top, drape it. You can even take this bottom hand. I like to bend the elbow and place my head in my hand. And that just gives me a little bit more support. I can be here longer without feeling like I'm fatiguing something else. And just breathe. Feel that opening all the way from your hip, all the way up through. If you brought the arm, you're going to feel it all the way up through the armpit, maybe through the fingertips. Good. And then if you need to take your arm down, please do so. If it starts to go numb or tingle, be mindful. Take care of yourself. There's nothing worse than injuring yourself doing something good for your body, right? You don't want to injure yourself when you're exercising. It's not fun. Because then you got to step away from your fun activity to heal. So always practice whatever you're doing very with safety in mind. All right. Slowly inhale, come out of that side bend. If you want to give yourself a little break and arch back, you can do that as well. Good. And whatever prop you've used on one side, go ahead and take it over to the other side for that. Okay, 2 minutes. Here we go. Bring that arm down on top of the leg in front, on the side, or maybe use a block or no block. And then just slowly begin to come over to the other leg. Again, add that arm if you like. Not necessary if you don't want to. It's just adding a little bit more. I always like to include as many target areas as possible. Since yin doesn't have a whole lot of shapes to work with because it's all floor based, we have to get creative. So if I can target my low back, my hips, and any kind of grief or loss, I'm going to take that extra thing to get as much as I can out of this practice today. Keep breathing into the side body, opening up through that hip. I can feel it. Keep grounding down. Again, that imaginary sandbag, or if you have a real sandbag, just let it be there. Let it ground you. Okay, slowly inhale, come up. Wonderful. So hopefully you're going to feel right a little bit release. Hopefully you didn't go as far, only go as far as feels comfortable and safe, but hopefully you're going to get like that nice kind of like rebound effect where you feel like all that blood kind of rush in, and maybe you feel some relief and not so tight in the low back. All right, my friends, let us come down to our back. Keep a block handy. And then choices. We're going to just hug a knee into a chest, your chest. That's the one I want you to bring your knee into. You can do this just like this, flat on your back, or if you would like a little bit more, if you want to get a little bit more into the hip flexor, take a block, carefully slide it underneath your sacrum, that triangular bony piece. Extend one leg and then draw the other knee in. So the straight leg is where we're getting that nice opening. You can either press through the heel or point through the toe. Maybe try both and see how it feels. And then maybe just pull that knee in a little bit more and see what that does to the opposite leg. Breathing here. Good. And even on your back without support of a block, you can still get a nice flex in, some nice opening in that hip flexor. And carefully bring that foot down, extend the leg, bend the other knee, draw that in, breathe here. Again, maybe it's a little point and flex through that straight leg just to kind of vary it and see what you feel. And then find a position that you can hold for a few more breaths. Pull it in just a little bit more. Gosh, I feel that lovely opening through the hip right now. Okay. And exhale, carefully bring that foot down. Oh, I see something, some comments pop through. I'm going to go peek at them right now. If you're on that block, carefully inhale, lift your hips up. Exhale, release your hips back down. If you want to draw the knees in and give yourself a little rock side to side, you can do that. We are heading into a spinal twist next. So, hi, Beverly. Oh, goodness. Okay. Yeah. I wish you were here earlier at the start of class because I feel like that would have helped support you. So come join us back. We still have like maybe 10 more minutes of class, but join me, Beverly, next Friday, 8 a.m. We'll definitely get into some more stuff too. Are there certain positions to increase blood flow to pelvic if you have ED? Yes, absolutely, Matt, for sure. Some really good postures. So that one with that reclined bound angle we just did with the heart opener where I had you have your feet together. This posture is wonderful for men and women of any age, like ovulating and menstruating. This is good for men's prostate. This is wonderful. I mean, there's other things you can do, but this is a great yoga posture you can do. You can either do this laying down in bed or you can do it against a wall like how I'm doing it. But what this does is just increases like all of the energy and releases anything going on in the hips as well. So this is great for men and women of all ages and stages of life, whether they're young, mid-age like myself, a little bit older, but this is a great pose. I do this. You can do this on your back or like this. Okay, like I said, we're gonna come onto our back for some spinal twisting. Please, Matt, do not be embarrassed. No, we're all human, right? It's a human condition. And you could be asking for somebody else, right? Okay, so let's come down to our backs. No judgment, right? No judgment at all. We're human, having this human experience, and this we're a soul having a human experience, okay, you guys? So like we have all sorts of conditions. It's just life. We have to find the best ways to manage through it. And I'm a holistic person. I don't like using medications. I like food. I like eating good, healthy, whole foods to heal my body. And I refrain from alcohol. I do all sorts of holistic practices every single day. It's just part of my lifestyle. And that's what it is. It's a lifestyle. So your choice, my friends, single leg, bend across the body, spinal twist, both knees bent to the side, spinal twist. Or maybe it's twisted roots where you wrap the legs up once, maybe twice, shift those hips to one side and send the knees the opposite. Just make sure that shoulder is grounded. So you get to choose your adventure today, boys and girls. You get to choose which spinal twist you're taking. I'm going to take a single leg and then support my knee with a block. Both of my shoulders are grounded and I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, we're just going to be here, breathing for a few breaths. Beverly, just do as much as you can, what feels right in your body. If anything is too much, just back off. Use as much support as you need. And that goes for everyone in practice today. This is for you, right? We all have different abilities. We all have different bodies. They're all put together a little bit differently. Some are stickier than others. Some are open, more open, and that's fine. That's just bodies, okay? So we need to respect this vessel that we've been given, however it came, and we got to learn how to work with it. We got to learn how to feed it properly, water it, exercise it. It's like one of those Tamagotchis, right? You gotta pay attention, right? We are not just a head. We have a body too, and we make this mind-body connection, hopefully, in this practice, where we become more aware of the body and what it's actually asking for. All right, carefully roll to your back. Okay, hug those knees in once more, and then you decide again, whatever position you took on the first side, hopefully that works for you on the other side. And if you used any props, take those props, use them on the other side as well. And then come into your spinal twist. Breathing here. Well, I am so happy you all joined me this morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time for yin practice. We'll be doing this again next Friday at 8 a.m. For the month of September, I have added in another Tuesday morning yin yoga practice, anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes. And then Wednesday afternoon, a restorative yoga practice. And then, like I mentioned, I'll probably be adding in a meditation somewhere. Don't know when, but just keep looking on my live event page and you'll see what pops up. All right, my friends. Let's take 3 more cycles of breath on this side. And then carefully rolling to your back. Move any props off of your space. And then when you're ready, hug your knees in towards your chest. Rock a little side to side. Maybe it's knees in a circle. That's a choice too. And reverse. Good. And then maybe finally take it into a happy baby for a few breaths. Just allow those knees to come wide. Drop the knees in towards your armpits. And then again, maybe rock a little side to side. And release your legs when you are ready. And find your way into your most comfortable Shavasana position. Maybe take a bolster underneath the knees. Take a blanket behind your head or not. Or maybe you use nothing and you're just flat on your back. Right? Okay. Been here 10 minutes but didn't join. Okay, sounds good, Beverly. No worries. Okay. All right, Matt, I'm glad that helped you. Mama, you ready for some Shavasana? Yeah? Okay. So find your way onto your back. And we're going to just rest here for a few moments in our final posture, our Shavasana, our dessert, what we've worked for in our practice today. And maybe gently tuck the shoulders underneath the heart space. A little gentle heart opener here right now, and then palms can face up. Carefully rock your head left to right until you find that flat part on the back of your skull. And then allow your eyes to close or soften. And find yourself very still, allowing your body to receive all the benefits of this Friday morning yin yoga practice. I am so happy you joined me today.